Hey guys, how's it going? It is a cold, windy day. It just got done. It just got done raining here, and we're sitting on the porch today. I thought that sitting on the porch would be a really great place to come hang out. We've never done a Q&A up here, and the lighting was kind of nice. So we're up here today answering some of your guys' questions from last week, and it was a good week. It seemed like you guys really enjoyed the videos from last week, which I'm really happy about. And so thanks for being here. And I am going to say one more time, which I think I'm going to say this now every Q&A. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button before we jump into this. If you're hanging out with me, the subscribe button is just down below this video. Hit it. That way you get to hang out with me and you get to see every video. We're posting 6 videos a week, which is a lot of videos. So if you're hanging out with me for more than one-off random video, maybe hit that subscribe button because that helps my channel out a lot. So now that I did that super cringy spiel, let's get into it. Let's answer some of your guys' questions. So this week I actually had 7 videos. There was a bonus video this week, so lots of videos. We did the Q&A from last week, are we getting rid of the chickens? We did 100,000 square foot junk hunt. Also, I'm so sorry if it's super windy out. I am mic'd up, so I'm hoping that the audio is not absolutely garbage. Just like that, the tulips are gone. Exciting 2024-2025 plants from Monrovia slideshow. So that was like the bonus video for the week. First container of the year with annuals, apple and rose moving day. I did it. And then turning a Kolos into a topiary, planting calendula, and tomato update. So it was a lot. It was a very busy week. And this was all right after I had gotten back from being in Texas. So let's get into it. First video that we did was getting rid of the chickens. First question on that video was from Sandra, and she had said, do you sharpen your clippers as well as clean them? I need to do a better job. I do sharpen them pretty often. I would say probably a couple times a year, maybe like 4 or 5 times a year. I just did all of them. I didn't do a video on it because I don't want to give wrong information on how to do it. It's just how I do it. But I do maintain them, especially those super cheap Corona ones that are like 12 bucks. I do maintain those because they do rust pretty easy. And so I just spray them with some WD-40 and then I go over with some steel wool. And then because the blade on them, I like the curved tip ones. It is hard to sharpen them, but I do go in with a file and I do kind of sharpen the edges just a little bit. It's pretty easy. And I mean, I wasn't scared to do it because they were like 12 bucks. So I do sharpen my stuff and I do try to maintain it the best I can, but I leave them outside and so they rust all the time. Next question on that video is from Old Garden Gal, and she had said, hi Robbie, just thinking, I wonder if Janie would want your chickens. I think she might like them. Love your videos, thank you. I think that she is hoping to get her hands on some specialty chickens, where mine are just the Tractor Supply chickens. They're nothing fancy at all. My neighbor Karen, the one that lives right there, they have some specialty chickens and hers are really, really cool too. So she wants to get her hands on some specialty ones, and then ours are just basic. Next question on that video is from Mary, and she had said, hi Robbie, enjoy your recap videos. Just wondering, since you anticipate moving, why so many improvement projects to your house and property? They are all so nice, but it seems like a lot of work. Part of it is because while we're living here, I still want to be able to enjoy it. And then the other thing is, some of the things, the more you do, you're going to make your money back on it when selling the house. So that's kind of where we're getting at. I want the landscape to be really nice and I want the house to be really nice when we sell it. We're basically remodeling it to sell it. That's why we put new siding in, new windows in, and we did the inside of it. And now it's time to really hone in on the outside. We have the kitchen to do left, but that's down the road. That'll probably be in the next year or so. So we're doing it mostly because we want to be able to get we want to be able to get the most money out of the house when we sell it. Next question on that video is from Mavis, and she had said, love Brent holding the cushion. I think he's getting more comfortable on camera. Would you consider saving tulips for a giveaway? We would love to have some of Robbie's tulips. Brent is definitely getting not any more comfortable. I'm just forcing him to be on camera more. And as far as saving tulips, I don't think so, just because I would have to wait for all of that foliar growth to die back, let them continue dividing, and then I would have to dig them up. And it's just not something that I want to do. It's not a task that I want to take on. It's just I know a lot of you guys have to dig and store your dahlias, which that's a lot easier to do, I feel like. Where tulips, it's a lot of work to have to dig and divide all of them. I brought in 1,200 tulips, and all of those would go and they would divide into a ton more, and I don't want to. So, no giveaway for tulips. Sorry. That was the last question on that video. Next video that we did, though, was the 100,000 square foot junk hunt. I was overwhelmed, and there was so much stuff there. It was amazing. I think we have been so tired lately. And so when the video went live, I think it said 10,000 square feet. It was 100,000 square feet. The place was massive. It was so cool. And we got some good stuff. So I was very happy to be down there. I mean, we got those right there, those heuchras when we went. First question on that video is from Anna, and she had said, how much was the finial? It's amazing. The finial was $75, and it was definitely worth it. I had seen some other ones that were online, and they were going for like $150, $200. And I was like, for the top of my aviary, I can't. And if you missed it, this is the finial. It's so pretty. It's going to go on top of the aviary. This might be a little too big, so we'll have to do some like maneuvering, but it is so pretty, and it's been exactly what I've been wanting to find for the top of that aviary for a very, very long time. So I think $75, it was well worth it. Next question on that video is from Judy, and she had said, are you going to paint your finial or at least put some type of protective coating on it? I know rust is a thing nowadays, but rust eventually does lead to rot. I hadn't thought about it, but I probably should. I mean, I do see some rust on it. I'm gonna leave that up to Brent, because this is gonna be Brent's job. So, I mean, I'm sure that we will put something on there, because, I mean, it was $75 and I don't want it to just rot out in a year or two. Next question on that video is from Miss Cheapo, I think. And she had said, what is the cost to get in? I've never heard of this living in SF. Okay, so the junk hunt happens like in a whole bunch of different states. So you can look it up. It's called the Great Junk Hunt, I think. And they go to different states throughout the year. And so they ended up stopping in Roseville. And it was $15 to get in, and it was $10 for parking. You guys, they had to have made bank on this event. There were so many cars. You guys saw that. It was $10 to get in. It was $10 per car. And some of these cars, you guys, had like 4 to like 6 people in them. And so, I mean, you think about it, like one car they could have made like $50 off of. And there were so many cars there. So Brent and I kind of like did some like quick math, and we're like, yep, they easily made 150 grand easy off of like one day at this event. So it was worth it though. It was a lot of fun. And next year I will be going to it again. The next video that we did was, and just like that, the tulips are gone, and they are officially all gone. And I am heartbroken. I am so sad that they are all gone. Like all the ones in the back, they're gone. I mean, there's a couple of the like clear waters left, but they're not doing great. The first question on that video was from Rochelle, and she had said, hi Robbie, I just love your music choices. Do you ever post what the music is and or where it's from? I have never done that, but, and it would be way too much for me to do it in every single video, but I get all of my music from Epidemic Sounds. It's like a monthly subscription that I pay for. That way I can actually have music on my YouTube videos without getting flagged for like copyright infringement. So it's all copyright free music that I pay. Like $15 a month for me to be able to have music in my videos here for you guys. Okay, there's an app that you can get, and it'll listen to the music and it'll tell you what the song is, and then you can know what it is. We'll try to pop it up on the screen if we can remember. I think Shazam. We're gonna pop it up on the screen. And a lot of the music that I do choose to has lyrics in it, but I just choose the instrumental version. Because, I don't know, I don't feel like you guys need to listen to lyrics, and sometimes the song gets cut off in weird places. So I always choose instrumental, but most of these have lyrics to them. Next question on that video is from At Home with Jenny, and she had said, hey Robbie. Hey Jenny. I found a box of tulip bulbs in the garage fridge that I completely forgot about. Do you think I can plant them now for a late bloom? You might as well. You might as well try. Because you're either going to let them rot in the fridge or in the trash, or they're going to rot in the ground. So I would say get them in the ground. You got them. You might as well just try it. It's worth it. Because they're not going to last until next year. So get them in the ground. If they make it, they make it. If they don't make it, at least you tried. Next question on that video is from Laura, and she had said, what is that tulip variety? The white and pink. I gotta get some for next year. So the big mix we did was Shocks and Struts, and then that like white, that creamy white with that like soft pink pastel color was called Sauna. Amazing. I'm going to be getting a ton of them. You can get them from Color Blends, and that's what I'm going to go crazy with next year because they were so beautiful and they were so tall. Next question on that video was from Rosie, and she had said, if you don't like temperatures above 70 degrees, boyfriend, why are you living in this area? I guess your move will be somewhere cooler. Our move will definitely be somewhere cooler. Well, okay, it's either going to go one of two ways. We're either going to be at the coast or we're going to be stuck here. So those are kind of, it's going to go one of two ways. Right here in like Los Molinos area, rural, quiet, calm, or we're going to be at the coast. Those are the only options that I have. Next question on that video is from Nita, and she had said, hi Robbie, I'm the exact opposite of you. I won't even go in the garden until it's 70 out, otherwise I freeze. Question, what is the lowest temperature you like being outside? I mean, I don't want it to be freezing cold. I don't like 32. I don't like anywhere near 32. I have a like very small range. My range is like probably, okay, it's 53 right now, and like full disclosure, I'm under a blanket. So I'm gonna say like 50 is probably like my cold. No?
65 to 69 is all you can handle.
I mean, I'm gonna say 60. I would say like 60 to like 68. That's my range. That's my, I would just be so happy all the time. Below that, it's a little cold for me. I mean, like my hands are always cold, my feet are always cold, and then I hate the heat. So it's a tiny range. The 60s. Next question on that video was from Life, Home, and Garden with Anna, and she had said, how many weeks did your tulips bloom? I love the weather you have. The weather we have right now is great. The summer is not great. We ended up getting probably almost a month. We got about 3 weeks with our blooms. We probably would have gotten a bit longer if we didn't have that crazy rainstorm that came down that was like super nuts, and that destroyed a ton of them. And then it like hail came for about like a minute and a half, and that really took them out. So we probably would have gotten another week if it wasn't for that. So we got about 3 weeks, and then the ones in the back, we've gotten about 3 weeks also. And we probably have about like 15 minutes left with those guys. Next question on that video is from Vicky, and she had said, hi Robbie, love your videos. Question, why didn't you compost your tulip remains? Just curious, have a great day. Okay, so I am trying to get away from doing compost here on the property until I can find somewhere more permanent that I want the compost pile to be at. Otherwise, they all would have gone in the compost pile because that would have been beautiful compost. But they did go in our local compost bin. So in California, I know it was so crazy to me. I went out to Texas, and my mom was telling me how like in Texas, they don't have recycling and they don't have like green waste bins. So in California, we have our trash bin, and then we have a green waste bin, which all of that gets composted. And then we have a recycle bin for all of our plastics and papers and things like that. So all of it's getting composted. It's just getting composted at the landfill in their green waste section. I did not just throw those tulips in the garbage for them to go to the landfill. Do not worry. There was 2 videos that went live that day, and one was the Monrovia slideshow. I didn't pull any questions or any comments from any of that. But if you missed it, I would go back and watch it. It's a slideshow. It's a little bit shaky. It's not perfect. I was just holding the phone, and Monrovia talked about some like new plants coming out. They talked about 2024s. They talked about 2025. They talked about shrubs, evergreens. They talked about edibles for the garden, and it was a really cool lesson. And I feel like you'll learn a lot. So I enjoyed it. I loved the slideshow. I was really entertained by it, and it seemed like the people that watched it were. But I think only a couple thousand of you guys have seen it. I think like 3,000 at this point or something like that. So if you haven't seen it, I would go watch it. Yeah, it was a good video. And the video that was going live that day was the first container of the year with annuals, and that was so exciting. I got the tutor in a container. It's a little too big, but it's fine. We're not gonna worry about it. And I got it all planted up, and it looks so good. First question on that video was from Donna, and she had said, Robbie, your magnolia blooms were exquisite. How long can you leave this variety in a container? Did you say the variety was called Ricky? I also loved the pink honeysuckle planted around your obelisk. Okay, so it is called Ricky. It's R-A-C-K-I, and it's a beautiful, beautiful variety. It's been in the container for coming up on 1 year now. The video of me officially planting it was 11 months ago. And so it's been in the container for 1 year. I'll have 2 more years left. So going into like, you know, the end of the 3rd year, going into the 4th year, it'll need to be moved out. 100%. 4 years is like pushing it to probably the limit. It is a smaller variety though, so it should be fine. I think it gets like 10 feet by 10 feet, where some of the other magnolias will reach like absolutely crazy heights. So it should be fine for quite a few years, but like 4 is like, that thing needs to be in the ground spring of year 4. Next question on that video was from JRP, and they had said, Robbie, could you attach stakes inside the legs of the tutor and sink them into the pot to anchor it? I think we're gonna do that. Brent and I were actually just talking about that today. And so we are gonna do something to kind of anchor it. It is tucked into a corner, so it doesn't really like, we have some pretty strong winds happening right now. I mean, you can see things behind me are blowing. And it's been fine, and it's been a couple days. So I'm not super worried about it, but we will be sinking some type of anchor and securing it to that just to be safe. Next question on that video was from Nicole, and she had said, Robbie, where did you get the low black metal planter that you picked up looking for the frog? That is actually from Edge Right. They had sent that out when they sent out the metal edging for me, which I'm gonna be doing more metal edging this year, and I'm really excited to get even more of it done. There's just not enough hours in the day. But it's from Edge Right, and they have a whole line of planters, and they're really, really pretty. I think that you can get them in natural and in the finished like I have. So I gotta find somewhere that I'm gonna put it. I'm thinking the vegetable garden, and I think I'm gonna grow asparagus in it. I think that would be really cool. It's a really pretty container. Last question on that video is from Mary, and she had said, love the trellis. However, if you were planning the pot to have more color, have you considered painting the trellis? Perhaps the same color as your front door might stick out and not flow. Don't know. Don't want to be an armchair critic, but I'm just thinking out loud. We are gonna paint it. Whenever I decide to get the paint out to paint a few other things that need to be painted, I think I'm gonna paint that, because I think that would be really pretty until the honeysuckle grows up it. So we're gonna paint it. But I'm sure you guys can guess the color. It's herb cornucopia. The next video that we did this week was the apple and rose moving day. I did it, and honestly, I didn't think that you guys would like watching that video, but that video did really, really well. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video, because I enjoyed making that video. So I don't know what I'm doing with that information, but I'm just glad that you guys enjoyed the video as much as I actually enjoyed that one. First question on that video was from Donna, and she had said, I was so relieved to see you transplant your rose standard into a pot with all the gopher activity right there. Can you please explain how removing the branches to make your apple espalier grow new branches where you want them? Is there a guide or publication where you learn this information? We planted two-tiered gala apples espalier last year. I would like to grow a 3rd tier, but have no idea how to do this. The tulips are beautiful. So on your main stalk of your apple tree, there's a whole bunch of little nodes, and all of those nodes can turn into branches. And right where I saw where branches were at, I saw that there were, or right where I saw that I wanted a branch to be at, I saw that there were nodes. So if I just let those branches that were currently there continue to grow and continue to form on, where those nodes were, new branches wouldn't start shooting out. So I saw that there were nodes there while the apple tree is young, and so that's how I'm able to get it. If you're wanting to get one to like grow on the very top, what you can do is you can take your central leader, which is your main stem, and you have 2 shooting out. You can take your central piece and you can form this one to go and create a 3rd, and eventually another node should come out this way, and you should be able to split it to go out and turn into another row essentially. And I just learned everything online. I don't even know where I learned that from, just online. Next question on that video is from Late Blooming Hippie, and they had said, I love Freyas photo bombs. She loves to do that. How did you come up with her name? Brent chose the name, and it's actually from one of his favorite TV shows. Was it Witches of East End?
Yeah.
It's from a TV show called Witches of East End, and Freya was one of his favorite characters. So that's how. And the last question on that video is from Carla, and she had said, "Oh, the rose looks great. Do you ever try to rid yourself of the underground Munch Goblins?" I suppose that would involve poison of some sort. What is a gardener mantra regarding those pests? Live and let live. We don't know what to do. We don't want to put poison in the ground too much. I mean, I'm all for like doing whatever you have to do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like anti-poison, like get rid of it. If it's like destroying everything, I'm gonna get rid of it. But also I'm stealing Munch Goblins because that's amazing. We have done smoke bombs and they didn't work. And now we're just kind of to the point where we're like, I don't know what to do anymore. They're winning. We've tried like, we had one year where the holes were like so intense that we ended up like, we put the hose down it and then we poured concrete down the hole. It still didn't work. So we've tried so many different things. We've tried those like little worms that go in there, and we've tried the smoke bombs, we've tried concrete, we've tried everything, and they're just so active here. I mean, there are orchards right next to our house that they can just come from wherever. So stopping them for a minute, they're just gonna make new tracks. We just try to like kind of keep up on it as best as we can. Okay, and the next video that we did was turning Coleus into topiary, planting calendula, and tomato update. And you guys, all of those Coleus that I've taken cuttings from, they're all still under those like Bootstrap humidity domes, and they're all alive still. So I'm really happy with it. It's amazing. They're doing absolutely amazing. The wind is picking up, and I'm sorry. But they're doing so good and they're all alive, and I am like very happy to like have this method work, because normally what I do is like put them in water, and I mean it takes up less space because they're in a jar. I gotta wait for them to root, and then I have to transplant them, so I have to put them in the soil either way. And this is so much easier to just pop a hole really quick and just put the stems in there. So I'm gonna do this from now on over and over and over again. First question on that video was from Barbara, and she had said, "Does neem oil kill beneficial insects too?" Yes. Neem oil can kill beneficial insects, and so you really want to spray at the very end of the day. If you're spraying anything, you want to be responsible with it. You want to spray at the very end of the day, and you want to spray when there's no wind out at all. You don't want it spraying across the yard and killing somebody, flying in the path of that. So yes, it can kill beneficial insects. I'm gonna look into just buying like predatory insects this year. I'm gonna spray if I have to spray, but I also am really looking into, I'm talking with a company right now because I'm a little confused on it, and I know if I'm getting confused on it, I don't want to release a video about it and give wrong information and confuse you guys on it. So yes, it will kill beneficials, but I'm also looking into other routes. The next question on that video is from Nita, and she had said, "I learned something new every time I watch you. Question, since the coleus you've pinched off and planted in the seed trays have no roots, how will they draw up water from the water in the bottom trays?" And then also you guys see these little dog emojis. I'm gonna answer her question and then we're gonna talk about something really quick. So how that works is the soil stays nice and wet. I fill up that bottom tray as much as possible, and then it has the humidity dome, so that soil cannot dry out. There's zero chance for that soil to dry out because it's got the humidity dome on it, and there is so much moisture underneath that the soil wicks up the moisture up to the very top of that planter, making it so that that coleus is nice and wet, and that way it can put on the roots that it needs to put on. And then if you guys notice at the bottom of Nita's comment, there was 3 little emojis down there. Those are, there was 3 little dog emojis down there. Those are very specific. Those are actually for a new thing that YouTube has been kind of pushing, and I haven't talked about it. I released it about 5 months ago. I released it whenever I hit 10,000 subscribers. YouTube was like, "Hey, you should turn this feature on." And I turned it on, and I never talked about it, but I'm seeing more and more people join, and so I think I'm gonna bring it up. And it feels a little weird for me to bring it up, so I might not look at the camera because it feels weird. So those 3 little things that she had down there are actually special emojis that you can get specifically from my channel. That emoji in specific is called Freya. And then there's another one called Desdemona. And there's a couple other emojis that are very specific to visit our garden. The way you get that is by becoming a member, and you can pay for a membership. There's like a few little tiny perks that come with it. I have it set to, I mean, kind of a small rate, and what that does is it helps my channel grow. So anybody who's a member, I just want to say thank you to you guys. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to try to release unreleased videos to you guys. So there are a few videos that I have in my like back pocket that I've never released. Like we just went to Texas and did that Tulip Festival, and so that'll be one of the videos that I think I'm going to release to members only. So if you guys want to become a member and get access to special emojis and the rare occasional random video, feel free to become a member. If you want to do this, I really appreciate it. So to those of you that have already become members, this is my special thank you to you. I appreciate it. The next question on that video is from Cindy, and she had said, when will you paint and plant your new raised beds? When we stop getting rain. I need that wood to dry out just a little bit. We just had some rain today, and we have rain coming in in 2 days. So there's like rain scattered throughout, and it's just enough to keep the wood wet to where I can't paint it. So whenever we have a week that's not full of rain, then I will get that planted up and painted. I'm hoping in the next like 2 weeks. We'll see whenever that happens. And I'm very excited to get it planted up. The second that it's painted, like 2 days later, it's getting planted. The next question on that video was from Elaine, and she had said, where did you get the battery operated sprayer? That is actually specifically from Bonide, and it is their neem oil, and it comes in a sprayer. You can get it at Home Depot. I think you can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link to that down below. Anything that I talk about in these videos, I will put in the links down below. Sometimes I forget. If I forget, leave a comment and I will get it in there, and I will let you know if I got it back in there. But I think you can get it from Amazon. If not, Home Depot, they carry it. And the very last question on that video was from Julia, and she had said, do you have any information about where Monrovia gets their predatory insects? One of the things they mentioned as a predator for whiteflies, which is my main issue. Are Kolos annuals in your zone? Curious, as they are annuals here, so I was wondering about how long it takes you to create a topiary and how long it will last. Sometimes Kolos don't die for us. I'm in zone 9, so the end of your question. They don't die for us always, only if we get like to like 34 degrees, then they like die on us. But I also am planning on having that be in a like container. I'm not going to grow it in the ground, and I can just bring it inside. So that's kind of my plan, is to keep it for a couple years. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. But normally I can get them to kind of winter over sometimes. And as far as predatory insects, I'm gonna pop the name up on the screen. Well, Brent's going to, because he's editing this video. I'm looking into another company that mostly focuses to the home gardener, and I'm hoping to get that out here pretty soon. I need to order them. I'm trying to do as much research as I can so I order the correct ones for me. So I keep an eye out for that video, because that's going to be another company that I'm going to try to talk to about making sure I give you guys the correct information and give more information, because that's something that I'm really looking into this year. But I will pop who Monrovia uses up on the screen, but I am thinking I'm going to go with a different company just because they focus mostly on home gardeners. So that is going to be it for this video, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm so happy like spring is here. I mean, it's cold here for me. I know a lot of you guys are still under snow, and you guys just got fresh snow. I'm seeing it all over Instagram that people are still under snow, which is crazy to me. And so I'm sorry I'm here planting things. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.